With the red zone, we either look at trying to go back and put houses there. I mean, that is an option. It's been suggested that we can build appropriate foundations. Providing you set back far enough from the river, you can do it. It's going to cost money, but we've developed techniques now with gravel rafts and things of that sort without going to piling. And a lot of the TC2 land is quite amenable to this kind of foundation treatment. But I think, as I've said on a number of occasions, we have an opportunity now with the red zone, which is the TC3 land, to do something different. Yeah. We have a corridor coming down the Avon, and a large park area, I think, is the preferred solution. I don't think these high-class sporting facilities need to be built there. I don't think a rowing course is needed. We've got Rotanifa, we've got the river itself. There are all sorts of possibilities. And so I think that we really have to get serious about, there was a night sky idea that John Hernshaw and people talked about, having an area with no visible light. I think that's a must somewhere as part of it. And so what we need is a managed approach with a variety of things, but I don't think we should be looking sporting. We have to think every time we put buildings in the red zone, we're going to have to design foundations. Yeah. We may have to pile to 25 metres.
We're going to have to mitigate risk, aren't we?
That's exactly right. Now, is that what we want to do? We can get away with putting shallow raft foundations for single-storey buildings, and I know we can achieve that. So if we minimise that, you've then got sewerage to deal with, you've got power, you've got vehicle access. So the more it's turned into a park with walking and cycling and things of that sort, the better the city is off. If we look at Hagley Park was a masterstroke by people, 150 years ago, or whenever Hagley Park was established, maybe a bit later than that. And that was in the middle of the city. Now, it's unique, not a unique, Central Park in New York, and there are, cities do have green space. Yeah. But it's been preserved and fought over.
A very large green space.
For a long time now. And I think that we have the Avon Corridor as the benefit to future generations that comes from the Canterbury earthquake sequence. Yeah. It's an opportunity. We have to do it. And I don't think, I think government has to say, look, we're not going to recoup the money by subdividing and putting more houses back there. And we put our stamp, our environmental green stamp, on what happens. And therefore, I think the less we do in the way of sporting facilities and similar, the better.
Isn't it time too to stop thinking of return in terms of just a financial return? There's so many other returns we can get.
I said the government's got to back off and say this is a gift to future generations.
Because there are benefits, maybe not money, but there's huge benefits from doing that, is there not?
One of the things that I keep telling people is that what we have had in the Canterbury earthquake sequence is the ground going down. There's been extensive liquefaction. The next time we have a good earthquake, which may be 50 years' time, but maybe 150 years' time, but maybe next week. Yeah. We don't know. It's going to sink further. With global sea levels rising, a metre by the next 100 years, what are we going to do? Let's give the swamp back. I reviewed this. I was talking to architecture students from Victoria University, actually. They came down here soon after the 22nd of February earthquake, and I gave them a talk. And one of the slides I've got there says, do we return parts of the city to the Pukeko, or do we try and engineer our way out of trouble? Well, it could work, but to me, there's only one sensible solution, and that's to provide a corridor. And a corridor in which there's limited access for vehicles and infrastructure, but plenty of access for the people.
Yes.
Right?
And wildlife.
And I mean, I think all in all, this is the opportunity, and if we don't damn well do it, we're fools.